See what's happening this instant. ABC 11 Eyewitness News at 11 starts right now.
A tight-knit community in mourning after the tragic deaths of a beloved husband and wife in Moore County. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Tim Pulliam. You're watching Eyewitness News at 11, live on ABC 11, Hulu, and wherever you stream. It comes as authorities continue their investigation. Our Michael Perchik speaking with the friends of the victims. He's at the Moore County Sheriff's Office in Carthage with those details. All right, thank you, Michael. And new tonight, take a look at this man. He is facing charges in a deadly shooting. The Wake County Sheriff's Office arresting Christopher Small, charging him with murder. Logan Jones was found dead in a home on Jones Franklin Road last night. Witnesses say the two got into a heated argument that escalated to gunfire. Well, this is something you do not see every day. Raleigh police are investigating after this car crashed into a McDonald's parking lot. Police telling Eyewitness News someone stole a Honda Civic this afternoon. Then that driver crashed into the back of a Jeep you see here on Pool Road, causing the Jeep to crash into the white car in the McDonald's parking lot. The driver of the Jeep and a child who was inside are both okay. This is just unbelievable video. The driver of the Civic sped off. No one was inside the white car. Thank goodness. Demonstrators coming together in Graham today, calling for the release of body cam footage from a protest that ended in deputies using pepper spray. The rally happened last year on Halloween in downtown Graham, which was the final day of early voting. The Alamance County Sheriff's Office ended up using pepper spray on demonstrators near the county courthouse. Now to the latest in the pandemic, where we are learning more about what classrooms here and across the country will look like this fall. The CDC recommending that vaccinated teachers and students can go maskless in schools, but this comes also amid a rise in cases fueled by the Delta variant becoming the dominant strain in the U.S. Here's ABC's Faith Abube with the details. Join us tomorrow morning for ABC's This Week with George Stephanopoulos, where we'll hear more from White House COVID-19 advisor and Dr. Anthony Fauci. It airs at 9 right here on ABC 11. Now to South Florida, where the death toll in the condo collapse is up to 86. Officials say search teams have been recovering victims more quickly now that a portion of the tower that remains standing was demolished and is no longer a threat to collapse. But recovery efforts were briefly stopped today by lightning and rain. The fire rescue department says the completion of recovery is between 14 to 21 days. And take a look at this. Binks, the miracle cat who survived the Surfside condo collapse, was reunited with his family. The moment captured in a video released by Miami-Dade Fire and Rescue today. He belongs to the Gonzalez family. Angela Gonzalez and her 16-year-old daughter, Devin, had a miracle of their own, surviving a fall from the 9th floor to the 5th floor in the collapse. They are both still hospitalized, but were able to visit with Binks through FaceTime. Thank God for technology. Angela's other daughter was able to pick him up from the animal shelter. It's not known how Binks survived the disaster, but he was found near the site 2 weeks later. Binks seems to be in good health after his ordeal. Now, sadly, Angela's husband, Edgar Gonzalez, is still missing.
Definitely him.
Oh, yeah, you heard those cheers. The statue of Robert E. Lee in Charlottesville, Virginia, is gone. It's been the subject of lawsuits and controversy. You may remember white supremacists held that violent and deadly protest in August 2017. The city's mayor says the removal is just one small step and more work is needed to accurately teach history about the Confederacy. A statue of Stonewall Jackson was also taken down this morning. Now to the growing turmoil in Haiti, days after the country's president was assassinated. The U.S. now turning down the interim government's request for American troops to help stabilize the situation. But officials with the FBI and Department of Homeland Security will be going to help with the investigation. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Haiti. Wow, those details are disturbing. Shot 12 times. Wow. Well, many of you were helping kids prepare for the upcoming school year. We've got a look at today's school supply drive and how you can contribute. And opening a dialogue about mental health, we've got a look at the event aiming to break the stigma surrounding mental health in the black community. But first, my friend, good morning, good evening, excuse me. Hi, Robert.
Good evening to you, Tim. Yeah, hot and...
We may be in the middle of summer, but volunteers are already working hard to set students up for success this fall. Anthony Wilson has more on their efforts and how you can pitch in. All right, Anthony, thank you. Helping girls and women on their mental wellness journey. That's the goal of My Mental Health Matters. It's a campaign which launched today at Pulliam Park. The event's organizers, creative on purpose, hope to end the stigma on mental health issues in black and brown communities.
So Southlight is happy to be at this event with our community partners, NAMI, Alliance, Wake County's out here, and we're happy to help. We're here to help to provide services to those in need. So again, great event, lots of resources here. I'd love to see more people coming through.
Yeah, it looks like a party. I like it. People were also enjoying music and food at the event. Oh, well, take a look at this story. Former President Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalind celebrating their 75th wedding anniversary today in Georgia. That is amazing. Celebrities turning out to join them, including Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood, and Ted Turner. There were also prominent Democrats at the party, like House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the Clintons, and Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock. This is the first time the couple has ever celebrated their anniversary publicly. The Carters are the longest married presidential couple in American history. Outstanding. Well, former President Barack Obama is sharing his playlist for the summer. I always look forward to this. It features some old school favorites, today's stars, and emerging artists, including Drake, DaBaby, the Rolling Stones, and Ella Fitzgerald. Jasmine Sullivan is also on that list, one of my favorites. The former president has been sharing his love for a broad selection of music for years, but his summer selection is usually the most fun. Meteorologist Robert Johnson is here now with a look at the forecast. What's your favorite summer jam?
Well, I posted this one on my Instagram with the two of us, Night Shift by the Commodores. So since we're both working tonight, and it is a really nice night. Thursday 92, Friday 91, and then Saturday a few more storms around with a high of 89 degrees. Overall, not a bad week. Just keep that umbrella handy for tomorrow, Tim.
Not a bad week at all. We'll take it after the week that we've had recently with this tropical storm.
Absolutely, and the tropical activity all looks quiet in the tropics for the next several days.
Love it. Thank you, Robert.
You bet.
An NBA star is giving back here in the Triangle. That's ahead in sports, plus highlights from the Wimbledon Ladies Finals. All right, thank you, Joe. The Weekend of Champions continues tomorrow. Right on ABC 11, the Phoenix Suns face off against the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Phoenix has the 2-0 advantage, but the series is headed to Milwaukee. Well, the latest chapter in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is here. We've got a look at Black Widow in theaters and streaming on Disney+. Black Widow is exploding into theaters and Disney Plus this weekend. The superhero finally getting her own standalone Avengers story. As Sandy Kenyon reports, the movie is high on female empowerment, emotion, and action. Black Widow is in theaters, but also available for $30 streaming on Disney Plus. Disney is the parent company of ABC 11. That's all for us this half hour, but coming up, more on the vaccine trial that the Triangle is playing a major role in.
ABC 11 Eyewitness News at 11:30 starts right now.
The race to vaccinate could see a fourth vaccine soon added to the arsenal of weapons against the pandemic. Trials for the Prevent-19 vaccine from Novavax are underway, and residents right here in the Triangle played a key role in the trials. If approved for emergency use by the FDA, the Triangle will play a big role in producing the vaccine. Ed Crump explains through the eyes of a local insider. All right, thank you, Ed. Now to a split in the race to vaccinate. While Pfizer is going for emergency use authorization of a third booster shot, health officials believe it's not yet necessary. Pfizer and BioNTech releasing initial data from a study on third doses showing it increased immunity when given about 6 months after a person received their second shot. Now, Pfizer also pointing to data out of Israel showing a decrease in efficacy after 6 months.
These mRNA vaccines have been so effective. I mean, the efficacy levels are so good that even if they even if we do see some waning of immunity, we're starting off, it's so high.
The FDA and CDC responding in a statement saying, in part, Americans who have been fully vaccinated do not need a booster shot at this time and are in a process to consider whether or when a booster might be necessary. Well, some disappointing news from Ohio, one of the first states to roll out lottery-based vaccine incentives. A newly published study in JAMA finds the lottery did not increase vaccination rates across the state, despite the governor touting the program's successes. We're still waiting to see if North Carolina's new incentives are having any major impact on our own vaccination rates. The latest winners, just drawn this week, one for $1 million, one for $125,000 in scholarship money. Man, I wish I was one of them. Their names are going to be announced at a later date. Now to a new push for tighter laws regulating dangerous snakes in North Carolina. It comes after that highly venomous zebra cobra that got loose in a Northwest Raleigh neighborhood. That was last week, by the way, putting people on edge. The owner is facing charges. Now, legislation is being drafted right now at the General Assembly. Among other things, the bill would ban people from owning non-native venomous snakes. If they have one now, owners would need to register the snake with the state and take out a $1 million liability insurance policy.
Certainly there's a huge public safety component. I think people are frankly aghast that we don't have laws on the book.
A Raleigh City Council member also wants to ban people from owning dangerous snakes in the wake of the scare. Well, Dix Park is almost ready for those Instagram-worthy shots, and I'm ready for it too. We've got an update on the Dix sunflowers getting ready to bloom this summer. And two billionaires are in the midst of a space race. See who could make history with a successful launch this weekend. First, let's take a live look outside the Raleigh Eyewitness News Center. And it is a calm night. We got some humidity later on this week and possibly some showers tomorrow, Robert?
Absolutely, Tim. Showers and storms on the way.
The Highland Games are back in western North Carolina. The four-day event is now underway at Grandfather Mountain. The Highland Games celebrate the history and culture of the Scottish people in North Carolina. It's among the first and largest modern Highland Games anywhere in the country. Interesting. The long wait is nearly over. The sunflowers at Dix Park in Raleigh will begin blooming next week. So get ready for your Instagram photos. Park officials said we were on track for a mid-July bloom. The popular sunflower field is located off Hunt Drive near the former soccer fields. It's free to visit. Robert, we should go.
Absolutely.
Will the weather be good for next week?
Next week, a little far out, but...
Welcome back. Tonight, Eyewitness News is checking in with Paige Winter. Now, she is the teenager from New Bern who was bitten by a shark at Atlantic Beach 2 years ago. Winter is being featured on Nat Geo on Monday on a program called Shark Attack Investigation. Part of Shark Fest, the program reconstructs what happened when she was swimming in waist-deep water on a day at the beach with her family. As you probably remember, Winter lost her leg and part of her hand. Unbelievable. Steve Daniels spoke with her last night. Now 19, she's attending Craven Community College, working, and she remains an advocate for sharks.
What do you want people to know when we're heading to our favorite North Carolina beaches?
That these type of things don't happen a lot, so you shouldn't, go out and have fun. Your odds are that you will have a great day.
What can we learn from you about facing setbacks and overcoming setbacks in life?
As long as you have the right people around you, as long as you have that support system, it won't even feel like anything. Like, as long as you don't beat yourself down, and it's okay to have bad days, but as long as you don't beat yourself down into a hole, you will overcome. This is him.
I love that. I love her positive spirit, Robert. That's amazing. Winter gives a lot of the credit for a successful recovery to her cat named Sushi. That's him. She told Steve Sushi gives her a lot of emotional clarity. That's good news there. With Shark Attack Investigation, the Paige Winter story premieres Monday at 10 p.m. on National Geographic. There's an encore presentation on Nat Geo Wild on August 6th at 10. And it'll stream on Disney Plus beginning July 16th. Disney is the parent company of Nat Geo, Disney Plus, and ABC 11. A billionaire could make history in space tomorrow. We've got to look ahead to the flight and how it's sparking competition with another business mogul. The so-called billionaire space race is heating up this weekend with the launch of Richard Branson's spaceship to Unity. Jeff Bezos' company, Blue Origin, is already taking shots at Virgin Galactic on Twitter. Here's ABC's Gio Benitez with the latest from Truth or Consequences in New Mexico. All right, thank you, Gio, for that. I have enjoyed being with you tonight. Join us tomorrow morning on ABC 11 for the latest eyewitness news. Have a great weekend. You can continue watching the news on abc11.com or wherever you stream. Have a great weekend.